Have you ever wondered how your professors always have an easier time researching than you do? This is one of their tricks. Web of Science is a subscription-based citation indexing database that compiles the citations for thousands of articles and other resources. Plainly put, this is a digital way to citation mine papers. The system allows users to citation chain, analyze results, create citation maps, and view journal impact factors. Now, a question might be, why use Web of Science? Well, besides the fact that your professors want you to, it has a lot of great benefits. Web of Science provides the tools to create strong support for papers through citation chaining and helps you learn how to determine the validity of your sources. Citation chaining is looking for materials both backwards and forwards that are cited by or cite a specific article or source that you already have. For history majors, citation chaining is especially important. There are often articles that appear to be legitimate academic works but are not. For example, you will often find Holocaust denier articles mixed in with legitimate results. Web of Science can help you suss out the more subtle articles and help you avoid any incorrect information. Before we start the search in Web of Science, let's go over a few key details to remember while searching. First, Web of Science is like every other paid subscription. It has quick tips for making your searches more effective. You will see them here on the side, or if your search returns 0 results, the database will offer advice including wildcards and parenthetical searches. We're going to focus our search on an article read in many gender and women's history courses. Joan Scott wrote Gender, a Useful Category of Historical Analysis in 1986. That's 29 years ago. Wikipedia, which is not a valid resource, states it is one of the most cited articles in history. They even have a citation for that quote. Now let's see how often the article is actually cited. Now, let's begin our search. Simply type the name of the article, or in this case, we're just going to paste it since it's kind of long. Make sure you select title as your search parameters and search. Okay, there are 3 articles here, but clearly only one of them is by J. Scott. So let's click that. Now here's the citation information on the article. Toward the bottom of the page, you will find the journal citation reports or the journal impact factor. We're going to go over that in a little bit. Here is the citation information for the article. Towards the bottom of the page, you will find the journal impact factor link. We're going to go over that in a little bit, but for now, let's go to the top of the page. On the right-hand side, you'll see the citation network. You'll notice that this article has been cited 614 times, has 111 cited references, and options to view citation maps. Cited references are books, articles, and other materials cited in the bibliography of the article you are searching, which means that Joan Scott cited 111 different references in her bibliography. If the Joan Scott article were a tree, these sources would be the roots. This is a really great opportunity for you to see how the article you are looking at impacted the field you are interested in. It also gives you an opportunity to study some history and most likely find background information on your topic. Now here, the times cited is the number of times the article was cited and offers information on the article that cited it. This is a really great tool for finding recent research on your topic. If you look at the most cited article, which we're going to do now, you go to the top where it says sort by, click highest to lowest. You will see that it's been cited 1,104 times. Hierarchies, Jobs, Bodies, a Theory of Gender Organizations. That's amazing. Now that is probably an article that has a high impact factor. Although I'm not sure Wikipedia was right about Joan Scott's article being one of the most cited in history, I think we can agree that Scott's article was a seminal piece in gender and women's history. Before we move on, I want you to always remember when you are searching that you must be critical of the types of secondary sources that you use. Web of Science can help you determine if you are on the right track and give you opportunities to build skills that will aid you in your searches in the future. Now, let's return to our original article. Now that we're back at our article, let's go down to journal citation reports. This is where we find out the impact factor. One of the best things about Web of Science is that it always has definitions for everything that you're doing. For example, here it says impact factor. The journal impact factor is a measure of frequency with which the average article in a journal has been cited in a particular year. The impact factor will help evaluate a journal's relative importance, especially when you compare it to others in the same field. For example, more people are familiar with Bart Simpson than they are with Dr. Zoidberg. One TV show has a higher impact factor than the other. Now you'll see American Historical Review has had a wavering impact factor in the last few years, but if you scroll down, you can actually see how they calculate the impact factor. This is a really great resource for when you're trying to figure out if an article comes from a reputable source. We'll often tell you things like use university presses because we feel they're more reliable. However, that's not always a possibility, so please use the journal impact factor to help you determine validity. One more thing before we go. If you go to the bottom of the page on the right-hand side, you'll notice it says most recent citation. The most recent citation was in March 2015. You can also view all to see a more comprehensive list of the more recent citations of the article. A few things to follow up with for Web of Science. Remember, it will help you be more critical of all of your sources. You need to find the most valid and legitimate sources that are out there today, and this can help you. And always ask for help if you need it. Your reference librarian is always there to help you and answer your questions.